Here in the Brisbane CBD today, as you've been seeing, we're having a look at some of the fighters on the undercard for Sunday's magnificent event. As I mentioned, there are still some tickets available. We're trying to hit 60,000 people at Suncorp Stadium this Sunday. Ticketek is the place to buy those tickets. If you are booking via Main Event Television, that is the only place to watch this fight in Australia. Please do so early because they are expecting thousands of people to attempt to purchase the pay-per-view in the last couple of hours. 11 o'clock, the broadcast will begin this coming Sunday. You'd expect it'll be around 2 p.m. that Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao will take to the ring to fight for the WBO welterweight championship of the world. The main undercard will also be a world title fight. We'll be having a look at both of those fighters very shortly as well. But before that, we will have a look at the man of the moment, Jeff Horn. He's not too far away from joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have any Manny Pacquiao fans here now? What about fans of Jeff Horn, ladies and gentlemen? He's undefeated, Jeff Horn, and he's experiencing the biggest bout of his professional career and one of the biggest bouts ever experienced by an Australian boxer. He takes on an all-time great in the form of Manny Pacquiao. This week has been enormous already, but of course only a couple more sleeps and then Jeff Horn will be weighing in and then he'll be headed off to fight over 12 3-minute rounds for the WBO welterweight championship of the world. So ladies and gentlemen, can we get a round of applause started please, because he's about to join us. He is the school teacher. He is Brisbane's finest. He's a Queenslander. He could become the face of Australian boxing. He's undefeated and he's a challenger for the WBO welterweight championship of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff the Hornet Horn. Thank you, Jeff. Welcome. We'll get your Trainer Glenn Rushton up very shortly, but Jeff, must be crowded out here to see you.
This is massive. I didn't realise to expect so many people out here today, so it's great to see you all.
Yeah, most exciting. How are you feeling? Only a couple more sleeps. Yesterday, we spoke to you at the press conference, and just remarkable how calm you seem. The nerves setting in yet?
Not yet. I think because all I'm thinking about right now is making weight. That's the next challenge ahead of me. After that, so after Saturday morning, that's probably when the focus will completely go on the fight, and I'll be going, I'm fighting Manny Pacquiao.
And how is that weight going? You have done tough in your last couple of fights to make weight. You seem a little bit calmer about that process this time around. How is it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm doing it a lot better this time. I'm waking up at probably about 70.3 kilos at the moment. So I've only got probably 3 or 4 kilos to lose to make weight, which is a lot easier than about 5.
Sounds like a lot to us who don't want to lose 3 or 4 kilos anytime. How are you going to do that?
That's just in fluid. So I'm going to do a training session on Friday night to cut down. I'll be wearing a plastic suit. I'll lose probably a kilo at least in that session, doing 8 rounds. And then the next morning I'm going to wake up just before the official weigh-in, and I'm going to cut off the next couple of kilos. Sounds easy. Just in a hot bath.
Like a hot bath. Sounds very fun.
Relaxing.
What about the support that you've received from Queensland throughout the build-up to this fight and from Australia? It's been quite remarkable. I see on social media you're still quite active, you're responding to people, and people continue to get behind you. I've been surprised by just how big this event has become.
Yeah, I have. I was surprised on the way here actually. We have about like 9,000, 10,000 people on the Facebook Live driving here answering some questions. So the support has definitely skyrocketed for this fight, and I can see that today with all you guys here watching, and hopefully you're coming to the event or at least watching on TV. It's going to be awesome.
We had a lot of talk after yesterday's press conference about Manny Pacquiao playing on his phone. That seemed to be the angle that people were excited by. Can we chat about that now? Do you care if Manny Pacquiao was on his phone yesterday at the press conference?
Look, it's a bit disrespectful, I suppose, not just to me. I'm thinking of everyone else who's watching it, who's there to see Manny Pacquiao. He's showing all of us he's not interested in what's got kind of going on. Maybe that's him taking us lightly, I don't know, but I said before, he would definitely be in trouble with my classroom if he was doing that.
He was trying for a top scorer on Candy Crushes.
Yeah, maybe.
Regardless of that, you'll be facing him in the ring come Sunday. You have watched so many of his fights over the years. Have you got a particular highlight in your viewing experiences of Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, he's torn apart a lot of people, even especially a couple of fights ago where he fought a young champion, Jesse Vargas. I think Jesse's like under 30 years old and Pacquiao is his age now, and he just tore him to pieces, made him look silly, and he was a world champion, so he hasn't lost it. He's still got heaps of speed, heaps of power, and he's someone not to be taken lightly.
You mentioned that Jesse Vargas fight. There are plenty, particularly in the media in America, who use that fight as an example of why Manny Pacquiao would beat you. What have you got that Jesse Vargas didn't have? Or stylistically, what are you going to do that he didn't?
I reckon I just move a lot better than Jesse Vargas, and I've got a great trainer behind me that I think has done a 10-point plan that we can win this fight. If I can follow that plan on the day, no matter what Manny Pacquiao does, I should be able to win.
Okay, tell us on Sunday about 2 o'clock, we're thinking, when you walk out to the ring, you hear the roar, what's it going to feel like for you? What does it feel like? You've never done it before, but what are you expecting it to feel like when you walk out in front of nearly 60,000 people in your home state, in your home city, to fight one of the greatest of all time? They're all cheering for you.
Yeah, I've never ever walked out in front of that many people cheering, especially not for myself. I don't know how the crowd's going to be, because I know a lot of people have come here to watch Manny Pacquiao, but I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of Brisbane support and support from all around Australia. So I cannot wait. I keep picturing it walking out of that tunnel and seeing all the people and all the cheers. So hopefully at the fight they're all cheering for me.
Okay, you pictured walking out.
We love you, Jeff!
What do you picture happening at the end of this fight? Have you had a vision? Have you looked into the future? What happens when it's all over?
I haven't pictured what's going to what punch and things like that is going to happen in the fight. All I've pictured for myself, which is what I continually keep picturing in my mind, is my hand being raised and the belt going around my waist. I don't want to say I'm going to knock him out or anything, but I think I'm going to win this fight.
We'll have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we want to see this coming Sunday. The new WBO Welterweight Championship of the World, Jeff Horn. Jeff, you're going to do just a little bit of work, I believe, today. Still trying to get a bit of weight off, so maybe this is a good opportunity to do exactly that. What are you going to do with Glenn today? Or hasn't he told you?
No, I think we've made a plan. I'm going to do a little bit of skipping to warm up, and then we're going to do a round of pads and then a round of shadow boxing.
All right, let's get him out here. He's the man with the plan. He's the trainer of the Hornet, Glenn Rushton, ladies and gentlemen. Glenn, what will you be doing today? What's the plan with Jeff?
Today we'll just be doing, again, it's not much, it's just simply a little bit of shadow, a little bit of skip, a little bit of pads. So it's fairly easy, all of the hard work is done, and we've got a little bit of work we're going to do a little bit later on as well, but nothing too much. More just refining the strategy, the 10-point plan, making sure it's consolidated, that's deep inside Jeff's mind. And apart from that, that'll be it for the day. It's long for the reporter to do pre-weigh.
Jeff's very confident. You're remarkably confident, but you have been throughout this process. You have looked ahead to this fight. You've seen it years off, in fact, and you know how it ends.
Absolutely. You know, as I said to Dean Lonergan when I first sat down with him, I said, I see Jeff Horn fighting in front of a full house at Suncorp Stadium. Do you see that? And by the way, on that note, I believe there's over 50,000 tickets sold already. Guys, there's about 5,000 more. Get behind Jeff Horn. This is going to be the biggest fight. They said, Bob Arum said yesterday that this will be the most televised boxing event since 1978 when the great Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks. So that's half a century. How big is that?
That is an amazing figure. So this fight through ESPN is going to 95 million homes in the United States, also to 30 countries via main event television. So truly a magnificent event, and it's all taking place right here in Brisbane. As Glenn just said, there are still a few tickets remaining. Gentlemen, if you would like to commence, take us through whatever you're going to do. Speak away as you please. It is your ring. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have another round of applause, please, for Jeff Thorne at Horn. He comes up against Manny Pacquiao this Sunday. Can you skip and talk, Jeff?
Yeah, I suppose. I feel like my pants going to fall down with this line. But no, maybe double jump for that. I don't have too many tricks in the road. But a few people think I have you doing this just like this, but there's really nothing much I can do that's spectacular. You go side to side, crisscross it, that's about it. There's probably someone out there, I reckon, who can skip better than I can.
You just turn around when you get a chance, the guy saying, well, you skip in there.
There we go, that's a trick.
By the way, Jeff normally does about 9 minutes of skipping after each session. That's just normal. Part of the warm down is about 9 minutes from at the end. Today's only going to do a few minutes, but generally will do about 9 minutes. And some people say, hey, 9 minutes is a warm down. To me, that's my workout. But obviously for an Olympic athlete, 9 minutes of skipping is really nothing.
Some people get tired doing a minute of this. It's a bit crazy. But that's what you're used to. That's about the trick that I can do.
Glenn, how many rounds of sparring have you done with Jeff throughout this process?
Well, he's done a lot of sparring. The last 3 weeks he's done 68 rounds with the world WBA number 3 super lightweight Caesar alongside. So 68 rounds with him. We've done 4 12-round spars over the last 2 weeks. So in other words, we've already done this fight 4 times. So it's not like that Sunday is going to be any different to what we've been doing. And Caesar hasn't lost for 10 years and he's only lost 3 of 40 professional fights. His last loss was to Michael Katsidis for the WBA interim title in Las Vegas 10 years ago. So one very, very tough guy. So no, we're primed, we're ready to go. We're ready to rumble.
Interested to hear Jeff say yesterday that he felt a lot better in his last spar than what he usually does. So he's got to a stage in his preparation and he feels better than what he usually does at this stage of that preparation.
Yeah, absolutely. If you put those wraps on, I'll have a chat while you're putting your wraps on. Just going to put his wraps on now. Obviously, his hands, I always suggest for him to treat your hands like a piano player, okay? They're worth an awful lot of money to you, so we protect them. The wraps act like a mouth guard for the hands. So yeah, sorry.
No, you're right. No,
You got it.
Yeah, that's fine. Glenn, no worries at all. Yeah, he said that his final spar was a lot slicker than what it usually is. He feels a bit better at this stage than he usually does.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff is not notoriously a really intense sparrer. You know, it's a means to an end, not the end in itself. But I said I want more this time. I always said to Jeff, I'll never push you any harder than I need to for any fight. But I did say to him before this one, I said one day, and I said to him this a long time ago, one day I'm going to ask for a superhuman effort, I'm going to ask for a lot more out of you, and I'm calling the favour in. I said this time, I said this is it. This is what I want more. I want better sparring, I want more intense work, I want more work. So I've pulled my favour in, and Jeff's delivered. You know, he's delivered in spades. So he's come through the campaign, he's done everything I've asked him to do. And yes, his last bar, I think all those that were there for that last bar, they said, wow, they said he's in super form. And Caesar was really struggling in that last bar to keep up with Jeff.
Seems to be punching a bit harder as well, Jeff, just having a look at that spar. He's developed his power, or perhaps it's just through the determination and through the intent that he was showing in that spar.
Absolutely, you know, people always talk about Jeff's right hand, but I can assure you, if all that man is worried about is his right hand, you better watch out for the left. So, you know, he's got dynamite in the right, and I think it's TNT in the left. But yeah, it's all tough.
Okay, so Jeff Horn and Glenn Rushton are going to do a bit of pad work for us, ladies and gentlemen. And what a treat it is for us to have Jeff Horn here training publicly in the Brisbane CBD this Sunday, of course. One of the biggest fights in the history of Australian boxing, certainly the biggest events. And it'll all take place here in Queensland. And as mentioned, there are still some tickets available. Ticketek is the place to purchase those. We book this fight via Main Event Television, which is the only place to see it live in Australia.
I think I look a bit too much like Manny.
This is Jeff Horn in action, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday he comes up against Manny Pacquiao. Can we have a round of applause for the local boy? Glenn getting the big right hand out of him. Perhaps that will be the punch that finishes it all and makes Jeff Horn an Australian boxing legend and a world champion as well. What a massive massive event, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday at Suncorp Stadium. And what a treat it is to have Jeff the Hornet Horn here doing his thing. Do we have any Manny Pacquiao fans here now, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, do we have any fans of Jeff the Hornet Horn? Thank you.
There's a ticket going and Barbara is definitely going to put that big body shot in.
Glenn, how did he feel today? How does Jeff feel?
He's great. He's in terrific shape, as you can see. He wouldn't blow out a candle. And just holding shadow boxing here, you can see his eyes are great. His body's great. His hair's terrific. No, he's in excellent shape.
Are you surprised just how well he's handling this whole experience?
I'm not surprised. I'd be shocked if he wasn't, because we've gone over this over the years, that we have to stay in the moment, we have to plan the work the plan, and of course, you know, why would we help, you know, Manny Pacquiao by getting stressed? We're not going to do that. If Manny Pacquiao's going to beat Jeff Horn, he's going to have to do it on his merits, okay? We're going to take him so deep in this fight. I think he's going to be haunted by that knockdown from Marquez. It's got to be in the back of his mind there somewhere what it feels like to get knocked out stone cold. Jeff is a bigger man than Marquez. Marquez is an amazing fighter, take nothing away from him, a great counter puncher. But you know, Jeff Horn is very technically good, he's bigger, he's younger, he's faster, and he wants it more. So how good is that?
You've analysed this fight time and time again, Glenn, and that's what you see, is it? A knockout for Jeff Horn against Manny Pacquiao.
Hey, our intention is to get in front and stay in front. We've never played catch-up. We always get in front on a fight. That's not the only strategy, I can assure you, to get a KO. We would love a KO. My fairy tale ending for this fight is to get a KO somewhere late in the fight, say 7 to 11. I don't really want to leave it to the last round, but I can tell you if it comes down to a test of spirit, Jeff will not be found wanting. Okay, I've pushed him so hard, and his last round was his best round when he did his last spar. So he just gets stronger as the fight goes on, and we believe that those years will be telling in the final stages of this fight. It's going to be a war.
So what have we got left here for Jeff today? Is he going to, what, another minute or so of this and that's it?
Yeah, he'll do just a little bit more here. I'll stop him shortly. He'll just keep going. He's like a Duracell battery, you know, he just goes on forever. So, like a good thoroughbred, I'll stop him soon, and we'll go back and do a little bit more work soon, just again refining the strategy in a little bit more detail, some intricate work, and just more revision. He's a school teacher, so he loves revision anyway. And yeah, you know, as I said, in preparation for this massive day come Sunday.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do our bit to fire Jeff Horn up. He's going to do 30 seconds or more of shadow boxing. And this will be the last time that you see him publicly before he walks out on Sunday at Suncorp Stadium. 60,000 people in the biggest boxing event in Australian history. Ladies and gentlemen, can we cheer him to the end of this session, please? Jeff the Horn.
Sunday with 50,000, it'll be deafening. Yeah. Okay, we'll
Thank you
stop
very much.
there. Thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate the support. The greatest fun, Jeff Horn.
If you don't mind just staying there for a moment, Jeff, and I know that you won't, we've got a couple of giveaways for a few of the people who have joined us here today, and thank you to all of you who've come down in your lunch break, who've travelled into the CBD to have a look at Jeff Horn in action. Now, I've got a couple of questions that we'll ask, and there's a few prizes from some of our sponsors to give away. This is the first of them, so this is a Madison Sport His and Hers training pack. It is valued at $450. And I think the way that we might do this is I'll ask you a question and you chuck your hands up, and Jeff, if you want to pick someone to give an answer, then we'll see if they get it right. So this is the first of the giveaways, and this is a prize. Thank you to Madison Sport, who of course are the official equipment provider of the Battle of Brisbane. The question is, at what stage did Jeff Horn reach in the 2012 London Olympics? So what stage did Jeff Horn reach at the London Olympics?
Sorry?
Correct. Well done to the gentleman who quarterfinals. Jeff reached, and that was what the best performance ever by an Australian.
No, not ever. I think Spike Cheney,
yes, of course.
Yeah, he got a silver
He
medal.
did win a silver medal, but it's the first for a long while.
20 years.
92. Okay, can we get this back to this gentleman? Sir, if you wouldn't mind just approaching over here, we'll get someone to, Well done. Our second prize, ladies and gentlemen, this is another Madison pack. This is to the value of $250. And if you've been here for a little while, you should know the answer to this because I've said it enough times. So what title is Jeff Horn hoping to secure this Sunday? This is like they're back in school, Jeff.
Got to go girl this time up front. Yeah. Lady. WBO, yes.
The WBO welterweight title. Thank you. Congratulations from Madison. Now that is the end of our giveaway. Thank you for playing school teacher there for a moment, Jeff Horn. And just get you to stick around for a moment because we do have the Minister, Kate Jones, who's going to join us for a photo opportunity. We have a little round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. The Minister, Kate Jones, is going to join us as well. Who's been instrumental in putting this fight together. And Glenn and Jeff, if you wouldn't mind posing for a photo with the Minister.
Yeah, we want the crowd behind us here.
Yeah, turn around, let's get the crowd in the background there.
A race between two forms, isn't it?
He is ready.
Minister, if you'd like to say a few words, just going to put that. There we go.
Here we go. Look, everyone, it's so wonderful to see you out there. How good is Jeff Horn? We are so lucky to have such a great local champion. And can I just say what an amazing event this is. To all the Filipinos that are here supporting Manny Pacquiao, we know that he's a legend, and Jeff Horn is calling out his own legend here. We have 3 seats to go. So for those that are out there that haven't bought a ticket yet, Ticket Check still has tickets for sale from only $39. So make sure that you're there. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, not only for this amazing young Queenslander, but also to be part of the largest crowd ever at Suncorp Stadium. And we know that we are putting on a fantastic weekend of entertainment here in Brisbane. All the hotels are sold out, 90% occupancy, all here to see Jeff Horn and Manny Pacquiao take centre stage. So look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Thank you so much, Jeff. We've all been watching how hard you've been training. You're looking like you're in fantastic form. At the end of the day, it's just those 2 men in the ring and our hardy supporters right behind you, you and your family are there, and we look forward to watching you have the fight of your life. So thank you.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you very much, Minister. And before we leave, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let him have a couple more photos, but can we have one more round of applause? Ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday, perhaps the new WBO welterweight champion of the world, Jeff the Hornet Horn.